we're gonna bring him with us as a meat shield.
Okay, so when you came back to the inn tonight, you've just been dragging, you dragged the halfling along with you, kept him in one of your rooms for the night?
Maybe plying him with some alcohol, but not too much alcohol.
Oh, goodness.
Fair.
Like
Stick
enough
him in a
that
closet.
Enough that he doesn't feel like a prisoner, but not enough where it's a
As we
reward.
talk about it.
Sound like criminals.
We have a prisoner, and we plied him with alcohol, so he couldn't resist.
Oh, goodness.
We're giving him enough alcohol so he doesn't feel like a prisoner.
Like 4 people, so.
Right.
Yes.
And was intending to just kill one, but still.
And just didn't say anything about it until we confronted him. So here's the criminal. We're just, holding him accountable.
Justify this.
We're just holding him accountable. It's fine.
The bad guy. We are.
So I'm hearing you brought him back, you got him drunk, and tied him up in your room or something.
Black Oni.
Last time, after talking with the third recent widow in this string of murders in the city of Nogvarad, and after also talking with this helpful jeweler, the party found a common thread between these series of murders. Specifically, one amorous halfling bard named Tarlin Brandybelt. Apparently, Tarlin had asked his quote, cousin Bruce, who is, quote, into some weird stuff and, quote, lives out in the woods, to help him deal with his latest flame's husband, who's an artist who makes bad and also offensive paintings. The party tracked down this hopefully final victim, the hopefully final victim, and staked out his house, and unfortunately doing so resulted in this last victim actually being immediately killed after a particularly high roll from the undead assassin that was being sent off after these people. So that wasn't good, but you dealt with the undead assassin and you identified who was responsible for summoning it, that is, quote, weird cousin Bruce. So, just after midnight, bloody and quite smelly, the party stumbled back to the busted boot, for a well-deserved night of rest before deciding what to do, if anything, about the one who ostensibly sent the undead assassin on Tarlin's behalf, weird cousin Bruce. So, everybody can go ahead and take a long rest. We'll say you get back to the busted boot. Yeah, the bartenders sort of give you this weird look as you're just covered in blood. There's this awful stench that's just emanating off of you. But you're all able to get some food and drink at the close of the night, and successfully get a bit of rest. You wake up in the morning, come down to the first floor of the busted boot, and what would you folks like to do?
Just real quick, there was one person who was missing from last session, correct? It was
yes.
Dana.
Yep. So Kara was sort of on auto last session.
Yeah. I had to do some cool stuff, Dana. You didn't get hit once, and you survived, and you stole a goblet.
You didn't kill your character, yeah.
This is good. I would be sad.
Yes. All right, so we got that out of the way.
You did let a innocent man get slaughtered by a shadow monster, though.
Didn't let it happen. We all rolled bad to prevent it from happening.
And
he
could have been an actually really bad dude.
You did decide that the place where he should hang out while
the balcony,
while you're waiting, was on the roof.
To be fair, though, everyone else who died inside, I don't know if that would have made much of a difference.
The bartender died in the street.
Yes, but everyone else died inside.
Everybody else did die inside, and so that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. Yep. So I am relieved that we figured out who it was, and now I'm really interested in. Well, I'll say it as my character. Relieved we finally got to the bottom of this, but I do really, really want to go find this Bruce asshole.
I think we should first figure how much we could get paid to find him, too.
I like the way she thinks.
I suppose. But the longer we wait, the more possible it is that more people will die. So let's do it quickly.
Would we have absconded from the murder scene, or did we have to talk to, like, town guard because we witnessed a gruesome and grisly murder?
You folks would have, let's say that the town guard would have shown up, but it's not like you were under suspicion. You were able to explain sort of what was going on. They didn't cause you any grief, but you would have at least briefly talked with them. So how
do we find Bruce?
So are you hoping to go and try to track down Bruce, who Tarlin gave a vague description of where they lived out in the woods, or are you going to try to talk to somebody first to identify whether or not you can get paid, and if so, how much?
No, let's do that. That's the plan that Kara presented, and Nami also agreed, and Darren is like,
Okay.
let's just do it fast.
Do we want to bring Tarlin with us, or do we want Tarlin to
That is a
sort of
good
be
question.
held-
What did you guys do with Tarlin?
Sitting out inside the house, if I remember.
No, he was outside, and then he went inside, and
No, I dragged him in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And so what would you have done with him afterwards?
We're gonna bring him with us as a meat shield.
Okay, so when you came back to the inn tonight, you've just been dragging, you dragged the halfling along with you, kept him in one of your rooms for the night?
Maybe plying him with some alcohol, but not too much alcohol.
Oh, goodness.
Fair.
Like
Stick
enough
him in a
that
closet.
Enough that he doesn't feel like a prisoner, but not enough where it's a
As we
reward.
talk about it.
You sound like criminals.
We have a prisoner, and we plied him with alcohol, so he couldn't resist.
Oh, goodness.
We're giving him enough alcohol so he doesn't feel like a prisoner.
Like 4 people, so.
Right.
Yes.
And was intending
technically-
to just kill one, but still.
And just didn't say anything about it until we confronted him. So he's a criminal. We're just, holding him accountable.
Justify this.
We're just holding him accountable.
He
It's fine.
is the bad guy. We are.
So
the good
I'm
guys.
hearing you brought him back, you got him drunk, and tied him up in your room or something.
No, so daughter forced him to come in. He had to sleep next to where daughter was, and daughter used mold earth to make sure he couldn't move.
You still sleeping outside too? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you did the trick of burying him like he's on the beach.
Yeah. With his little neck
So
out.
just excavating some earth and just dropping him down. And he's only his head.
Oh, that's funny.
And you just left him out there all night.
No, I'm there with it. I'm next
Oh,
to him
you spent the
asleep
night with him. Okay,
Yeah.
well that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
to
Well,
really
that's
make
fine.
sure.
Totally makes sense. Everything is fine. All the boxes
everything's
checked.
fine.
All right, yeah. So you guys have a relaxing breakfast. You have a little bit of coffee. Wake up, head outside the bar. Tarlin's there, only his head exposed, buried in the dirt.
Come on out of there, Tarlin.
What do you mean? I'd love to. You've got me buried in here. You don't have to be cruel about it.
I feel as if you try your hardest, aka roll a strength saving throw. You can make it out of this.
You're gonna ask this guy to climb, dig his way out of this. Okay.
8 hours he's been under there
He's been
with his
resting up.
atrophied muscles.
He's been resting
Okay,
up.
yeah,
This is a nap.
It was actually maybe surprisingly okay for him to sleep like that because his whole body is just it's not like he's trying to sleep standing up. His whole body is sort of secured. It's like he's in like a blanket made out of the earth,
Exactly.
right? But he's still pretty freaked out. But sure, we'll say it. He's digging. He's digging. He's squirming. He's gonna wait for him to dig himself out.
Not the whole time.
Dang.
I'm trying to find this spell now. For some reason, I don't see
He's looking
I
for
think
a
it's a
spell.
cantrip.
it. It was a cantrip. Where did I find
Which are your Mold Earth?
cantrip? Yeah,
Do you have it?
I've used it before.
Oh.
Oh.
Were you thinking of not Mold Earth, but the one where you use the vines and wrap around the Entangle? Was that what you were thinking of?
Oh, yes. Sorry, not Mold Earth. It was Entangled.
Tied on a tree all night.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I mean, same thing, just different.
That's not actually what happened because you didn't have that spell. And so what do you do instead?
So instead, it was weeds and vines from the ground that reached up and grabbed him and kept him held. But it was in a way where it's kind of like a 0G chair. So he kind of like, it's not like he has
Okay,
to...
so it's still comfy. You're still keeping him pretty comfy.
Yes.
It's just using 0G chair vines and not
Yeah.
burying him in the earth.
So he just has to
Okay,
make a
that's-
strength saving throw of 14 or higher to get out.
Yeah, I did roll an athletics check for him,
Okay.
and it was a natural 16. So
Okay.
He's not super strong. We'll say he's probably at like a -1 for strength.
Okay.
But that still just beats it. So he's successfully able to worm his way out of this while you all just stand there and watch. And he just said, Is it over? Can I go home now?
Not yet.
This is so you're outside with him, and we're in the tavern.
Oh, you guys are in the tavern. Okay, not yet. It's time for us to go meet up with the rest of the group. We have to find your killer cousin.
Oh, he hasn't killed anyone.
Really?
I mean, yes, he did summon the creature who killed on his behalf, but he has some problems. It doesn't mean. Well, what are you gonna do to him?
You'll be there to see. Let's go.
Oh. Okay. All right. And so you gather together, and you're just forcing Tarlin around with you. As you're walking through the streets, some people are like, "Hey, I saw him performing at Pocket Coppers. Isn't that singer?" And people are just sort of like pointing and whispering and gossiping. And where are you bringing him?
To the back inside to the tavern where the rest of the team is.
Oh yeah. So you once the party is all together, you have him, and what would you like to do with him?
Oh, well. There are two options that we have for you, Tarlin. We hand you over to the authorities, and they do whatever they gotta do. Or you come with us and help us reason with your cousin.
All right. I guess I'll take the second option. That sounds less bad.
That's a smart option.
And then if I do this, if I help you talk to Bruce, you won't turn me in.
I
Think
won't.
about
I
it.
won't
Wait.
turn you in. No.
Well, think about it.
I guess I don't really have much of a choice either way. So I guess I'm coming with you.
Good choice.
Betcha.
Again, it wasn't really much of a choice. I feel like I don't have much free will in this situation, but
So where specifically do we need to head in order to have this conversation with your cousin?
oh well, he lives about 5 hours north of town. Once you get
Jesus Christ.
close to the mountains.
Jesus.
5 hours from town.
Which mountains
Some of
specifically?
us have other things to do.
My legs.
Wait,
Did
so
this shadow monster walk for 5 hours to get here and was gonna walk 5 hours back?
No wonder it got here at nighttime.
Yes.
Perhaps we can
DM
speak.
question. Is there any like other modes of transportation in this game? Like cars, trains,
Carriage.
anything?
Carriage.
There are not cars or trains, but like yes, there are wagons, there are horses.
How?
We might have to-
Yeah. How do we? All right. So would our characters know where they need to go to in order to maybe rent a carriage?
Sure.
And how much will that cut down on travel?
So if you were to rent some horses, then sure, you could cut that down. It would probably take you more like 2 hours if you're riding by horse, if you're riding fast. But that will cost you.
How much we talking?
For I would say probably 1 gold per horse per day.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like that's
not
reasonable. So we would probably
It is
Doable.
that, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I can.
Okay, so here's what I would like to do. So I would like each of you to describe what the horse that you pick out looks like. So you head to the north side of town to the gates, and you find a stables where you can rent horses. And what is the horse that each of you rents? What would it look like? What is the type of horse that your character would pick out?
I'm going to be super cheesy and pick a horse that's based off of my cat. I'm gonna go with a white horse with gray spots on it, on the face and in the tail and on the mane.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm gonna go with. Love you, 5.
Okay.
Daughter is going to go with she's gonna go with a dark brown colored horse.
All right, you're able to find you need like a big horse.
Yes.
Because,
Like one of those, almost like a Clydesdale size.
Yeah, so you get exactly. You get like this just massive brown Clydesdale. Perfect. Not me.
I think Nami will get a black horse with like the white kind of stripe on its face. One of those horses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kesa?
Adrax finds a big horse, but it is black and with a white mane, but it has scars on it because it has seen the field of battle, but it's retired.
Okay.
A rescue?
Oh.
A rescue horse?
Rescue horse.
Nice. And Dana or Kara?
I just dropped a picture into the in-game chat, but this is a dapple gray horse with sort of like gray and white dappling. It's like a very good-looking horse.
Yes, we're gonna show
That
chat.
is a very good-looking horse.
You want to see?
I looked up. I was Googling to find a good horse.
Did you type
Don't
good horse?
Google sexy
I
horse.
I swear to
You're
God.
gonna get what you want.
I swear.
Yeah, don't search sexy horse.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't do it.
Keep that in mind. All right. And who is taking Tarlin? Who's carrying Tarlin? Riding with Tarlin for 2 hours.
Kara's gonna put Tarlin on her horse and do a sleight of hand check to try to steal some of his money.
Oh,
Oh goodness.
we're really
Okay.
just.
God.
Sure, go ahead. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh goodness.
A 23.
Oh wow.
Yes. Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
So Tarlin with a 23, Tarlin does not notice. As actually with a, what was your roll?
A 23.
No. What was the actual
18
roll?
plus 5.
18 plus 5. Okay.
18.
Yeah. Just for fun, I will say that so he doesn't have a ton. It's not like he's got like 600 gold sitting on him. He's got like you get like 3 gold. But with a 23, just for fun, we'll say that you are also able to, as you're trying to secure him to the horse in front of you, you're able to jostle on him, and he doesn't notice as you steal his necklace as well. So he has this like silver necklace.
Yo, right your necklace.
Like a
Oh my
popcorn.
god.
And so keep that in mind for later.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
That is.
So you are successfully able to steal this from this poor, well, maybe not poor, from this halfling who is riding on the horse before you.
Awesome.
Okay, and so with that, are you folks going to ride north?
We ride.
Yes.
Okay, great. So it takes. Again, it takes about 2 hours. You ride north through the forest, through this forest full of evergreen trees, various pine trees and fir trees, and through on a path that leads north through this forest. Eventually, you get to these smaller hills that start to emerge as the land becomes more bumpy, and eventually with Tarlin's guidance, you're able to find your way to off the path, nearing closer to the mountains, where the forest sort of curves around into this nook between a pair of mountains. And as you come into this not clearing, but into this area between these mountains, you find this ramshackle hovel, a roof in need of repair. How close are you getting before you get off your horses? Are you just going to ride up and dismount, or try to sort of sneak up to the house?
I think we should try to sneak up, just because this person's dangerous.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea than just kind of moseying on in. Let's tie our horses to a tree that's nearby enough, but not directly, right there.
Okay. All right. So you're able to make a. I'd like somebody to make an animal handling check to see if you're able to sort of keep the horses quiet.
Okay. Daughter.
Could that be daughter?
Yeah.
Sure. That would be a good choice.
Daughter got an 11.
11. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that just to, I'm against a passive perception of. Okay. All right. So you've tied up these horses. They're not keeping super quiet, but you're able to.
I don't want to be here.
Your horse, like just this enormous brown, sort of Clydesdale, is not super happy from this long, or not super long, but this hard ride that you did, sort of chuffing at you, causing some noise, but you're able to sort of quiet them down. You think you've got them quiet. All right, so the house.
Can we make an investigation of maybe the best way to approach? I know we're still kind of far away.
Yep, go for it.
Uh, 19.
19. Okay. So, with a 19, looking at the house and trying to get a sense of possible approaches, you can see from where you are, and I've actually I've pulled it up on Owlbear, what this looks like. But so the house is surrounded by trees. And actually, let me reveal a little bit more of that.
Owlbear's still being weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I have like a loading bar at the top.
It's loading for me too now. So it might start working.
That's an improvement than last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, let me know.
Last week it wasn't even loading.
Right. We didn't see no bar or nothing. And it says Badger joined party. You know, there's people joining. It's registering that things are happening.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Maybe.
Almost there. Come on.
Yeah!
Close.
It's
You got
working.
it?
I'm still going. Almost.
Okay.
Hey, I got it.
I need.
So you see, and I realize you can't see much right now, but there's the house is surrounded by trees. One of them is sort of chopped down at the front of the building. There's a series of small sort of river stones that are maybe like dinner plate sized river stones that are set into the earth, providing a path sort of leading up to this sort of ramshackle building. It's one story. You can see from where you are at the front. There is a front door. It's closed. There are a pair of windows on either side, and you see some faint light coming from inside. From where you are, you don't necessarily see whether or not there are other entrances on the sides or on the back. You could take some time to sort of scout around the sides of the house. But from where you are, you see lights coming from inside and the front door.
I
Weasel
think
recon.
we should, do some sort of recon, or at least have maybe two people cover the back if people go to the front, something like that.
All right, who's going where?
I will, if anything, stay at the front. I'm not a very stealthy person. Though I do have what was it? Yeah, no, I'm not a very stealthy person.
Should we do Kara and Nami team backdoor?
Yeah. Yes, I think so.
All right, Kara and Nami, give me stealth checks as you stealth around the rest of the building and scope it out.
The best for Kara is a 12.
20.
20. Okay.
Not natural. Dirty 20. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good to know. Approaching the house together, the two of you are able to make your way slowly around the edge of the building. The first thing I'll tell you is that there are on the front of the building there are these two windows. On the left side of the building, right around the corner, and I don't know if you can see this, but there is a window right here, on the left side, just as you get around the corner.
Okay.
And on the going on the entire back side of the building, there are no windows. And on the right side, there is a window in the back corner, looking in at a room. So you don't see any other doors. So those are the only door in is the front door. There are these other windows around. The next thing I would say is, do you want to just sort of stealthily, but sort of quickly scope around for those exits and go back, or are you going to try to look in?
I think I would quickly try to look into that.
I think Kara would
left
peek
window. Yeah.
Okay, so Nami, looking in this window to the left, and Kara, what are you doing?
I guess maybe looking at that topmost window on the right.
Okay. So we'll start with Kara first. So Kara, looking in, what you can see looking in through that window is you see a pair of beds. There's a bedroom back here. There's a pair of beds, and you can also just make out there's a sort of an end table between the beds that has something on it. But so from your vantage point, looking in the window like that, that's sort of let me get a little bit more. But that is basically what you can see. There's a door. If you sort of scoot around, move your body to the right, you can see that and in the bottom part of this room, there is a door that is closed. This room would actually be, it's pretty dark right now, but from where the sun is coming up in the east, some of the rays of sun are coming in through this window you're looking in that is sort of showing that is displaying some of this to you. You don't see anybody inside.
And before Kara heads back, could she gently see if this window has like any give? Stealthily check for any give for like swinging open or pushing up. I'm not sure what the window mechanism is. All right. 23. 23.
With a 23, you so the windows, they are you should have combined this with investigation. Doesn't matter. So you're able to tell. So it's a small pair of windows that can sort of come out, and at first you think that they are that they're locked, but you can tell they're just sort of sticky, and you get the sense that if you were careful, and with the 23, I would allow you to do this successfully, you could open that up. You would be able to open them up.
All right, I think Kara would maybe just sort of start that process, but not fully open them, and just head back to see the rest of the party.
Okay, so you just very carefully, and with a 23, you're totally fine. But you carefully and quietly sort of start to scoot them open, just enough so that if you needed to, you'd be able to pull them open the rest of the way and go in. But right now, if somebody inside were to see them, they still, if they were intentionally looking at them, they could tell that the windows are ajar, but they're not visibly, they're not visibly open unless somebody checked.
Cool.
Nami, looking in the other side, you see, so the sun is sort of coming from the other side, but you can see at the far end of this room that you're looking into, there is a fireplace that does have a low fire going. In the mornings here, it gets pretty cold. Even in the summer, it's a little bit cold in the mornings, and so at this point, it's probably like 11, and so there's just like the sort of embers of the sort of cooling down of what was a fire that was set to help warm the place in the morning. You see a couch at the far end, sort of situated in front of this fire, and directly in front of you, you see. Yes. Okay. Directly in front of you, you see a table set for two, and a halfling seated. I rolled sitting away, facing away from you. With this sort of like dark, scraggly but like curly. So like sort of a curling halfling hair, but it looks like maybe it doesn't. Maybe he on like a once a week washing regimen, and it's getting close to that like once a week. And it's been like a couple days since maybe this guy has had a bath. But sitting and facing away, finishing some breakfast, and at the place setting that's closer to you, and you can through the window, this larger pair of double windows, you can hear somebody inside this figure just sort of faintly humming to themselves.
Gotcha. So just see the one person, but the table is set for two, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I think I will return to the group and relay what I've seen to them. Before, I think that's wiser to do than exploring a bit more. See, I will return. So everyone, in that window over there, there's a little halfling. I'm assuming maybe Bruce. I don't know. Sitting at the table. Looks like possibly two people here. Everything is set for two. I only saw one person, so that's what I saw. He looks like he bathes every once in a while, but I don't know if it's a detail that matters. I just wondering.
So Tarlin, who else would be in the house with him?
Nobody. I think Bruce lives by himself.
Well, then Bruce, I don't know. Maybe he has an imaginary friend.
Tarlin, should we go in there and
I wouldn't put it past him.
should we go in there and say hello to your cousin?
All right. And Tarlin starts walking off towards the door.
And I walk as well. Anyone who wants to join me for this, I say to the group, of course. Anyone who wants in over here, come this way. And then I look to Kara and Nami. It's like, if y'all want to be on flank for backup, you know what to do.
Yeah, I would. I would hide on the side, kind of right where I just was at that window, and
All right, yeah. Why doesn't everybody position themselves where they
listen and watch
like to be? Because it sounds like some people are sort of around the corner and or.
Yes, I could be here. Where's the door?
Try and hide a little bit behind this tree.
Okay, and so Adrex, are you sort of like hiding yourself around the corner?
Kind of.
Okay. Anybody who is intentionally trying to keep themselves hidden, go ahead, other than Nami, who, other than Nami and Kara. So if anybody else is intentionally trying to keep themselves hidden, give me a stealth check.
I have my construct now, my homunculus servant, and it has its own passive perception. Could I launch it for?
Hold on. So that's something that nobody else. So do you want to describe what you're talking about for the rest of the group?
Sure. So Kara used that 100 plus gold piece gemstone that she got last session, and she used that as a heart for a tiny homunculus construct that she uses as an infusion for one of her artificer abilities. And the way I've described this is it's sort of a torus shape, so basically like a giant donut. And I haven't completely thought yet if it hovers and moves statically, like it doesn't move, or if it's spinning and rotating so fast but still just seems static, like you just don't know that it's moving. These are small little details. Mm-hmm. But the cooler thing about it is she can send spells through it, specifically touch spells, and it can do sort of a limited amount of different abilities, but it does have its own passive perception. So what I was thinking is I could sort of launch it, and its passive perception is a 14, and it can sort of just like maybe keep watch like towards the back of the house or something, and just give like a beep, or Kara would get alerted if something was up.
Okay.
Sure. So you've all seen like Kara now has this like exactly this like floating metal, like this floating ring of metal with this like small light blue gemstone centered in it that has just been floating with Kara today on your drive up. This is on your ride up, which is something that she prepared this morning. And sure. Kara,
I just lost it.
Huh? Oh, yep.
I just lost the token in the middle of the map.
Yeah. And yes, we can say that this you can easily have use your tinkering with it this morning.
All right.
To make it so that you can it can. So what is the condition in which it will beep?
If it sees a creature of, I guess, small or larger, so not like a squirrel,
Okay.
sort of come towards or from the house.
Okay. All right. So the sphere of metal just starts floating over and floats to the back of the house and positions itself. Okay.
Daughter got
and
a
so-
4 on her stealth check.
Okay, so daughter, you are like peering out from around the corner of this tree, like your body's behind the tree, but you're like, your face is just around the corner. It's like very obvious, but like most you feel like most of your body is behind the tree, and so you should be okay. You think you're probably okay. All right, and Adrax, were you hiding yourself?
Yeah.
All right,
Got
what
him.
stealth did you get?
I got a 7.
A 7. Okay, like similarly, like you are like around the corner, and like you feel like if somebody inside they wouldn't be able to see you because you're around the corner, but like if somebody like were to open the door, again you feel like you can't see in, so
They can't see me.
you can probably see out.
It's like when cats hide their heads under something, but the rest of their body is still visible. You're not hiding.
So Tarlin sort of scrambles up to up to the door and knocks rapidly. And from inside, you hear a voice shout, "Claude, is that you?" And Kara and Nami, you see the man inside, or the halfling, stand up and start to move towards the door.
And so I whisper to Tarlin, "Who?"
I don't know. No, it's me. It's Tarlin. I'm here.
Here with a friend.
I'm not alone.
I whisper to him,
Kara
"You're
and
here with a
Nami.
friend."
Kara, sorry.
I whisper to Tarlin, "You're here with a friend."
He says, "Am I?" Kara and Nami, you see Claude, or not Claude, sorry, Bruce, pause at this and sort of tilt his head and cautiously moves to the door and opens it up and looks out and first sees Tarlin standing there with you, Sierra, next to him, and then looks over at you, Adrax, like right around the corner, and says, what are you doing here, Tarlin? What are these friends of yours?" And Tarlin says, not exactly, and then just sort of looks at you, Siren.
Yes. The gig is up. I know exactly what you've been doing. I want to find a peaceful resolution to the situation. And I say so in a somewhat intimidating way. It's like just cooperate and, I would cooperate and this will go over a lot easier.
Make an intimidation check.
And while this is all going on, can I kind of stealthily
Fuck!
mage hand just unlock the window that's in front of me?
Sure.
Just kind of get it open slightly, like Kara did for the other window.
Roll a 5.
That was
A 5.
Jesus.
A 5. Okay. Yeah. So he says, "Tarlin, what the fuck?" And he sort of stumbles back, and this this like outline in gray appears in a rectangle around him, and he sort of stumbles back through it and disappears.
Well, that's
Disappears from our view or disappears from everyone's view?
If you were everybody who was looking at this saw this happen, and so Kara and Nami, you sort of got the side view, and so you just see him like stumble backwards into and his body disappears as he stumbles backwards.
like it looked like something he purposely did, or something that he didn't see coming. Like, could I gather?
Make an insight check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Woo-wee.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was aware of what he was doing. You watching his body language, you could see him casting some sort of spell as he was stumbling back. He was stumbling because he was nervous. He was not intimidated by Siren, but he was pissed off at Tarlin, and cast some spell and disappeared from view as he stumbled through.
I'm gonna punch Tarlin in the face.
Also,
Oh, Jesus.
I did get the window open too. I rolled a dirty 20, so window's open.
Great.
Okay. Great. So you pull the window open as this is happening, and he's gone.
Damn it.
Kara's gonna dash to the back of the house,
Yep.
so she can move up to 70 feet, and just wants to see if he ended up back there.
Okay. And again, there's no doors in the back of the house. At least, like, not that you saw or were aware of. Nope, you don't see him back there.
Can I see the map without this little rectangle?
Oh yeah, sorry. That's not. Yeah, sorry. I understand. That's not intentional. That's not intended to obscure things. It's just a matter of how I drew
Revealed.
a rectangle. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just because the controls for drawing it are in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
For
get
sure.
rid of that. But it's
It'll take a second or
It
two.
is. Oh yeah. It's no. Just looking in the forest to the north of you. It is just more trees for about 100 feet before it gets up to the mountains. But you don't see a frazzled halfling, trundling through the underbrush or anything like that.
I yelled at Tarlin, "What the
I want
fuck?"
to climb through his window and steal stuff.
Okay, you clamber up through the window, sort of land on like the sink. There's like a drying rack next to the sink that sort of like tumbles onto the ground, and you land on the floor, looking. And so now that you are inside, you can see. So there's like a cabinet right next to you. There are a pair of closed doors leading to 2 rooms to the north.
Interesting.
I turned to Tarlin and say, "What the fuck? Where did he go?"
Tarlin just says, "Don't look at me. I don't. How should I know?
He's your cousin.
Please, we should just leave him alone. You got your ride up here. You got to see some of the scenery. You got to see the beautiful forest. And now perhaps it's time for us to leave my cousin alone. I promise he won't do this anymore.
How can you promise that when he was only supposed to kill 1 person and he killed 4?
Well, yes, but they're dead now. He can't kill them a second time.
He's obviously going to kill more.
You might not be wrong.
Kara's gonna come around the corner.
Okay.
Go on.
No.
You need to
I
help
was gonna
us
say,
find
Kara
him.
comes around the corner and says, Let's take this inside in case Claude comes by.
Good point. And then daughter comes from out of the out from
Scrambles
behind
out
the
from
tree.
behind the tree.
I suggest we go through the window. I don't know what this fog is, but I don't trust it.
Is there any remaining sort of like ozone or whatever from that spell, or does it look completely normal, like in the entryway?
There's no evidence of this
All
anymore
right.
in the area.
I still don't trust it.
Kara just walks through the door then.
Okay, as you walk through the door, you find yourself in this front room of the house. So again, in this front room, there's like a table set for two. There is a couch in front of the fireplace with a coffee table with things on it. There are these two doors leading to rooms in the back. What's everybody doing?
I wanna open the door that I'm in front of right now.
Okay. You open the door, and opening the door, there's a large, there are no windows out of this room. There's a large wash bin. There is a candelabra in the back corner on a sort of a tall iron stand. It's lit. It's shining some light over the room.
I walk in.
Interesting.
Tarly, you're coming with me.
What's everybody else doing? Adrax.
I am going to probably go check the bedroom. What's in there?
Okay, Adrax, you go to the bedroom, you open up this back door, and you see sort of what the others were able to see through the window. There is things you wouldn't be able that wouldn't have been able to make a perception check, actually.
Sure. 13.
13. Sort of a bit of a funny smell in the air, but it's hard to place exactly what it is or what it's coming from. You do also see on this table in the back, there is a bowl of like clothespins and a small book. And then over to the right, just to the side of and under the window, you wouldn't be able to see it through the window, there is a chest.
Ooh, hello. Go to the chest.
Go to the chest, okay. You open it up.
And open it up.
It's not locked. No traps, luckily. And inside there's a sack with what feels like a hefty amount of coin in it, and there's just sets of clothes, old blankets.
I take the money.
All right, so there's 230 gold in there. So you can split that up later. Others?
Daughter's gonna do a perception check in the room that she's in right now, just to see if there's any evidence of anything there.
Sure.
I got another 11.
11. They're looking around. This couch looks suspicious. It's looks suspiciously comfortable. There are two mugs on the table in front of it.
Okay.
That are on the table. Otherwise, you don't looking around the room, you don't see anything else that looks too suspicious. Kara, I see you sort of moved back into this back room.
Yep.
Okay. And
Kara would do investigation. Just she already saw that guy doesn't really bathe as much as someone who has a giant wash basin. Like, this is a pretty big tub, right? This is like bigger than 6 feet. It looks like maybe 7 feet round. And so, yeah, an investigation to sort of ponder what this is used for and why. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. So go ahead and make an investigation check.
Damn.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, with a dirty 20, three key things in the room. So the first is that the first is that yes, there is this large wash bin. It does have some water in it, but putting a finger sort of carefully in, it's cold. You're not sure. It looks like it's maybe it hasn't been used in a bit, but there is one. On the right wall, there are a set of there are two green and white striped bathrobes that are hung on the wall. And the final thing you notice is over on the left side of the room, where basically just right where Nami moved into. Once she moved into the room, there is a trap door.
That is fun.
Not even hating or nothing.
I think Kara would stick her head out to the main room and just say, "Found a trap door."
Ooh, that's fun. It's literally what
Here we go again.
Yeah, and I take Tarlin with me, and as we walk by, I look at this table that's right next to me, and take note of the fact that he called out for Clyde, and there's two sets of everything around here.
Claude.
Sorry. So
Tarlin is a halfling. Is everything else halfling sized, or is it, medium humanoid sort of size or whatever?
Great question. So, looking at these two bathrobes that are next to you, one of them is definitely smaller than the other. So there's one sort of smaller halfling-sized bathrobe and one larger bathrobe for something that would be more like medium-sized creature.
Got it. And then we go into the room.
Go into
the room with the trap door.
Yeah, I moved our characters in there.
All right, so moving in, and you sort of like coming closer to this, circling the room. You sort of feel, the weight of the floorboards creaking under you. You smell the sort of the scent of like stale bathwater wafting off of this enormous tub, and you see this. Again, this trap door just sort of visible in the light from candelabra in the back of this room. And again, otherwise, there's no sort of light in other than from the candelabra and the light that's coming in from the door you came through. There are no other.
I'll go up to the door and try to pry it open.
The
trap door.
The trap door. Okay.
I'll help you.
All right, the two of you are able to lift it up. It's a little heavy, but not so heavy that say a halfling wouldn't be able to manage it if they needed to. But it's not locked. You're able to open it up, and there's a set of stairs descending down. And from the basement below, just like looking down, you can see. And actually, let me go ahead and. You can see
Kara whispers
a stone floor below, and you see lights from various ambient sources of light below. As you open up the door, actually, yeah, okay. Yeah, Kara, what were we gonna say?
Kara whispers to Nami, "Maybe it's weasel time."
Every time is weasel time. Just letting you know right now. Yeah, I think that's a good idea though. So, I'll cast Find Familiar,
Okay.
and my weasel friend is
Weasel.
back.
Okay.
Let me get a weasel token out.
Nalamo? No.
Lumiko.
Lumiko. There you go. Lumiko, which is Finnish for weasel.
Yeah.
Jesus!
It's just finished for weasel.
What is that?
Okay. So
The weasel looks so
the weasel,
ferocious.
yeah. So what color is Lumiko?
It's like they're like a reddish brown with like a white belly.
Okay. Yeah. So this small reddish brown weasel just sort of like scurries around the corner of your boot, just sort of like crawling, out as if from behind your leg, although there was no weasel there before. Just and is scurrying out and poking its head down towards this stairway that's leading below.
All right, so gonna send Weasel Friend stealthily down the stairs and into the basement area thing.
Okay.
And within 100 feet, I can see through its eyes and stuff. So
You can. Okay. All right.
well, it says like as an action, but we're out of combat, so I'm assuming it's kind of whenever. Yeah.
Okay. Make a stealth check for Lumiko.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one second. Let me bring up Weasel stats.
Zach, there's a way that you could add like a weasel. You could add it as like a sidekick, and then you can fix it on the side of your character sheet. And
That will always be
I can maybe talk to you about that later.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Ooh. 15. Not bad though.
Okay.
15. Okay. Okay. So, at Lumiko, your vision sort of goes dark and then opens up back into this perspective, very low to the ground, like you can see the floors of the steps, just like like a couple inches below the point of your vision, as your vision bounces as this weasel scurries down the stairs quietly but quickly, and as he does, you can see. Yeah. Okay. So. Sure. I'm just gonna give you a view of this whole room because the weasel will be able to see everything. So the basement area is about the size of this entire house, and inside of the basement, it lowers down into sort of like there's a set of stairs that lead down to like a slightly lower 10-foot ring, which lead down to a slightly lower 10-foot ring. And from the weasel's perspective, as it's going down, you just catch sight of some type of arcane circle that's positioned in the middle of the room. And in this lowest level, you see Bruce sort of like peeking over, looking up, looking at the stairs, muttering something under his breath, casting something, but he doesn't seem to have seen you. He's still, you have sort of scurried down to the side now, or Lumiko has, whereas Bruce is still sort of staring up at the steps. The other things you can see as Lumiko is carefully sort of puttering around, is you can see there's some sort of table at the end of the room, but you're pretty low to the ground, so you can't see what's on it. And on this sort of middle tier, so just like about like 5 feet lower, from your vantage point, you can see there's like a comfy chair all the way in one corner with like a table with like a book on it, and then there are a couple other sort of smaller tables, chest in this middle tier, and again Bruce is in the bottom tier next to the circle looking up, at the stairs and chanting something. Would Lumiko continue to do stuff down here, or what would Lumiko be doing?
I think right now I'd have him kind of hide somewhere, and I think as Nami, Nami would try to the best of her ability, maybe draw out and explain the rough layout of what she saw through Lumiko to everyone else, so everyone can have a pretty decent idea of what they're going into.
Okay, so Lumiko is going to do his best, her best, their best.
Wait, well, let me roll a die. Yeah, well, yeah, his. Okay. His best.
So Lumiko's going to do his best to sort of, scurry and hide himself in this corner next to the stairs in a bit of shadow that's being cast by one of these candelabras that's shining a dim light over this room. Oh, the other thing I will say is on the sort of farther side of the room next to the stair, there's on the table next to it there's a lantern that's casting like a green light around. So Lumiko tries to sort of hide himself in the shadow, and your vision goes dark again, and then opens up.
Yep. All right, gang, gather around. This is what I, as a weasel, saw. And is there like any kind of paper around or anything I can just kind of scribble on?
If you you don't see you didn't see any loose paper sitting around, but if you do you have paper?
Ara could pull out a piece of paper from her bag of holding with a quill.
Yeah, because I was just about to take my knife to start carving into the ground. It's not my house.
Yet.
All right, so yeah, I draw out to the best of my ability what I saw. It's not going to be perfect because it was from the perspective of a weasel, so it's a little wonky, but close-ish.
Okay. How do we proceed?
Yeah.
Look, sounds like from your description, he's preparing something.
Mm-hmm. Can I do? I guess. Either an Arcana check or is this thing magical check on the green light? Like if I know anything about that.
Sure.
14.
Unfortunate without actually going and investigating it. It's a little hard to tell. You would guess based off of you know that there are certain chemicals that when they burn they can create different colors of lights. These are things that you would be familiar with, both from your time, both things you may have used in jobs as well as explosive chemicals, like materials used in certain fireworks, burn in different colors. Based off of the steadiness of the light, you would guess that this could be magical in nature, but again, it's a little hard to say for sure without actually going and investigating.
Gotcha.
So what? I'll ask Nami. Is he positioned right under where this water basin is? This tub.
Like you're saying, is he right below where the tub is in this room?
I don't think so.
I would say no. He seems to be seems in the middle-ish of where the house is.
Oh, I see. Okay. Should we send our friend Tarlin down there first?
Meat shield.
Yeah.
So I take.
What if?
Go ahead.
Wait. What if Tarlin tries to defect?
Then we kill him.
Please don't. I don't know what exactly Bruce gets up to down there, but don't. Please, can I just stay up here?
No.
Is there anything you think you could say to him to get him to come out peacefully?
I don't know. Bruce, you want to come out peacefully? They want you to come out peacefully. What are you doing?
There goes the element of surprise.
Yeah, and the voice shouts from. Actually, no. So, Bruce wouldn't say anything in response. Bruce is continuing doing what he's doing down below. No response from below.
I'm going to grab Tarlin and bring him to the door and throw him in.
Okay, so you throw him in, and as you throw him in, suddenly there's this I don't want to say explosion, but there's this burst of this as smoke starts billowing right around in the area right at the top of the stairs. This sort of yellowish greenish smoke, and you hear okay, so well actually first thing is
oh god.
Okay, that is gonna be okay. All right, and sorry, just 1 second. Okay, and you hear below, Bruce shout, "Shit, Tarlin, was that? Oh my god!" But you can't see what's happening because there is this cloud of greenish yellow smoke that is covering the entrance. You can't see anything from below anymore.
Okay.
Did the weasel see what happened?
You are not. Are you looking? Are you going to take an action to look through the weasel's eyes?
Yeah. I'll take an action to see what
okay.
like the aftermath of that. Yeah.
Do. I'd like everybody to roll initiative. I'm not saying you're in combat, but I'd like you to roll initiative.
Sure. Keep things orderly.
So, Kara?
19.
Siren?
I also rolled a 19.
Okay. Daughter?
4.
Nami?
12.
Adrex?
15.
15.
These are some high rolls. I like that.
Yep. First up, so we'll get to you, Nami, when it gets to your turn. So first, Kara, is there anything you would like to do? It's this cloud of green smoke.
Yikes. So I think dang, I'm so afraid of running through this smoke and getting hurt.
Already coming up here, so.
Okay, I'm gonna be super duper careful here. Kara's gonna spend her action doing a perception check or investigation, it's up to you, or even Arcana, just trying to figure out what this smoke is or what just happened.
Sure, go ahead.
So what kind of roll?
And make an Arcana check.
All right, and I'm going to use my construct Xylo to help me in that as well.
How is the construct helping you?
It has its own sort of perception. I imagine it could even be sort of hovering on the other side of the smoke and illuminating.
Sorry,
Ooh, a natty
are
20 with its help.
Are you sending the construct down into the smoke?
So I kind of think of it as like almost like flanking, but we're both looking at different sides of the smoke, or it's looking down and Kara's looking forward, and sort of the way that
I'm not gonna,
sort of
I'm
the
not gonna
arcana
let that-
of
I'm
the.
Yeah, that's not going to help with the Arcana check, but you can try.
Okay.
But you send it over to look into the smoke from the other side of the trapdoor. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay. I rolled 2. Do you want me to roll just a new one?
Just roll a new one.
Okay. That is a 19.
19. Okay. Sure. Yeah, with the 19, so what I was going to say is basically as long as you rolled 10 plus spell level as the Arcana check, that you could tell what spell possibly, like you couldn't see the person, well, you couldn't see the, doesn't matter, I'll give it to you anyways. So based off of, this is not something that you've ever seen cast before. You have in your time working, creating magical objects, you have seen people create objects that that sort of mimic the effect of, or deploy certain magical spells, especially in service of the war effort. You know that the Empire was experimenting with some sorts of essentially chemical weapons that were using that would bottle the effects of certain spells into magical objects that could be used to deploy them as weapons. The fog that you are seeing looks like one of those that you know that the Empire was using in that context. You know that it is a fairly high. What would be producing that sort of fog would be fairly high level, and you would know that the fog would be extremely poisonous.
All right. So with that in mind, Kara shouts out, "I think that's poisonous fog, folks. We gotta find a way through."
All right, Siren?
Maybe tip that wash basin down that trapdoor.
Absolutely.
Smart idea.
And with that thought, Siren
That's a cool idea.
was literally thinking something along those lines. If not that, then lighting the poison on fire, which would probably cause some type of explosion. Maybe not what we wanted.
No, we want to do that.
I go on this side of the water and at least attempt to try to tip it towards the this, but depending on how heavy and how much I'm able to do, maybe this is something that I help with instead.
Okay, so you are going to use your action, assuming somebody helps you, to tip the water down.
Yes.
Down the stairs. Okay.
Yeah.
And is there somebody else who's going to help him with?
Daughter will help.
Okay. So, daughter, when it gets to your turn will be spent also helping pour the water down these steps. Okay. All right, and we will resolve that when it gets to daughter's. Adrex.
So everybody we tip in the water in there, or can I
So
help?
I'm
with
using my
help us with that
action
as well?
to ready tipping it.
I'll
And
help
she's
with that.
helping, and then you can help.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'll
all
too.
right, so the three of you are going to go over and pick up the pick this. I'd like you all to make an athletics check. And while that is happening, Nami, I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw for your weasel familiar.
Oh
Oh. Not the weasel.
It's okay. It's a face mirror. It doesn't feel real pain.
You can summon it back when it...
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Good thing it doesn't feel real pain.
Oh. Well, as a -1 to Constitution, and I rolled a 2. So it's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay, so...
1.
How many hit points does your weasel have?
I mean, not a lot.
Not the weasel.
It has 1.
One hit point.
Oh no.
It's a little tiny baby weasel.
So, and is there any reason why your weasel familiar would not be susceptible to poison damage?
Sorry.
It's part Wolverine, so it can't be
No.
poison.
No.
It's very susceptible. Yeah.
You feel your connection to the weasel. You go to look through its eyes, right? And you feel your connection to it be severed as it is taken by this poison gas that winks out of existence.
It's like bad Wi-Fi.
And the rest, as this is happening, the rest of you go. And what was the athletics check?
I got a 10.
17.
Daughter got a 16.
Sorry, and what was Siren? What do you have?
I got a 10.
Okay, 10, 16, 17. Yes, you together with the three of you working together, come and pull and pour this enormous, really enormous bathtub full of this stale, dirty bathwater down the hatch, and with that we're gonna take our 5-minute break.
Okay.
Right.
I try to think about how liquid interacts with this.
Oh, this.
Also, is that a chalk circle on the ground, Tom?
Is it a chopped circle?
Chalk.
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 Yeah.
Or maybe salt?
You're not sure.
Not
We'll
sure.
find out.
Maybe some water might wash that away too. Maybe.
Maybe throw some soap in it.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you
will
guys
see
in
in 5
5 minutes.
I
Yes.
need some water.
Yes. Grab some water, stretch. Everyone who's watching in chat, make sure to get up, stretch, make sure your back is all flexible and all that. And if you're cold, get some warmth. If you're hot, turn that AC up because it's getting hot. It's getting crazy. It's getting wild. It's getting real good. I'm glad we're already kind of like going into more like combat or like altercation or like something important happening. It's yeah. You know who has better cameras, me or my woman? I mean, it's obviously her. Like she's A, the star of the show, and B, gorgeous. So even if, I think we're using the same camera, but she just looks better. No, it might be actually picking up from that camera on that, but again, she's just better.
I drink lots of water.
All the water.
Speaking of it, we got some more water on my back.
Okay, yeah. Mine's is yellow. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. So there's a little bit of hers is more of a neutral color. Mine is more of it's more natural to what we actually look like. So you'll notice over here, the color of my hand is much more pale than it is over here, which is actually more accurate to it's a little bit more accurate. It is more saturated, and that's on purpose, but there's also a yellow light coming from over here. If I turn it off, I have white balance turned on to this camera over here, so no matter what, it's just going to come out the same. But over here, this is more accurate to what the color in the room actually is. But I had another light on over there. You don't have Comcast ISP, right? Yeah, again, that was just all about a lighting lighting situation. But Chaos, you redeemed sing mode, and I didn't want to do it just then, so we're gonna do sing mode now. Follow the cast of Zemnian not on Twitter. And that's Pro Quesadilla, Book of Samuel, DJ Q Photography, Z Newworth, and William Stormer. Go follow them all, and if you're feeling extra frisky, make sure you get yourself some Willy Beans. Yeah. They're delicious and nutritious. Gives you the caffeine to fuel your dreams. I'm not doing a workout right now. You know what? Fine. I'll do a workout. I'll do squats. Because Chaos wants to be Chaos and make me do stuff. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ow.
100 squats.
No, 10. 8, 9, 10. You said get up and stretch. I didn't say nothing about working out though, Chaos. Damn. It. Since it's hats off to you, I guess I have to wear a hat now, huh? Okay. I'm gonna wear my Gilded hat. Shout out to Gilded. I'm a Gilded partner now. They sent me a bunch of goodies that I shared on stream the other day. Oh, really, Annihilator? You're gonna do an IRL voice band? I'm about to do an overhaul to all those other channel point stuff. So, eat up while you can.
I'm worried about this summoning circle. Like, I don't want Bruce bringing something gnarly in, like a shadow monster. I imagine that's where he makes them.
Yeah, probably. I feel like this water is what he. I feel like this water is what he's been using to like teleport them. Like, you remember how in the Tomb of Annihilation?
I feel like he just takes a hot tub with Claude in here. just some sort of tubby. I mean, they have matching, or not, maybe not matching, but they have custom robes.
Right. Oh, Cloud's gonna be real mad when they come back and see their friend dead. Or maybe not dead. Who knows?
This is true. Maybe Bruce will be alive and well. And just be like, hey, Claude, I'm gonna go turn myself in and go to jail.
Maybe he'll feel so bad about killing killing his cousin. Maybe not killing. He might still be alive. Who knows? Probably not.
Yep. He might be totally fine.
Oh no.
He might be totally and absolutely fine.
Super not fine. Now he's probably drowning. If he was fine, he's drowning now from the water. Oh, man. I'm really excited to know what's going to happen next. And thank you again to everyone who's in chat. Make sure you share the stream with everyone you know on Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on... Speaking of Instagram...
MySpace, if you still got it.
MySpace.
Will, I would recommend zooming out of Owlbear or something so that the basement is visible.
Oh, hon. Okay. I didn't know that was there. I like it.
Tom, or Tom and Kesa, I know level 4 is coming up pretty soon. Kesa, did you look at the lucky feat at all as a possibility?
I have looked at a few feats. I'm still like debating on what I'm going to be doing.
Lucky.
Okay. I thought lucky would, especially after you spoke about your affinity for the goddess of luck or chances.
Mhm.
What's up?
Mm.
I said that is actually thematically appropriate.
Yes.
It's I mean, also you don't have to take a feat, right? You can just like pump 2 more.
That's
into,
true.
Like,
That's
strength
true.
or
Right.
Constitution. You
Yeah.
know.
Right.
But feats are fun, and yeah, and lucky is a
Put it this way: I was listening to the session, and I thought to myself, as a fan, it would be so cool if Adrax took lucky. So I thought I would bring it up. No pressure.
No pressure.
Someone in chat just said, I love tabletop sessions. This is some of my favorite kinds of content. I am so happy to hear that. And I hope that this campaign is going to be your favorite campaign to watch. I know there are a lot of other really big shows out there, but none of them have Pro Quesadilla on them. None of them have Tom on them. None of them have Empress Oni on them, even though she's not exactly here right now. None of them
There's
have.
probably somebody else who plays D&D.
None of them have Zach and Dana on their show. All right. I'm just saying.
I've actually been on every
one place to
episode
get them all.
of Adventure Zone, but I just get cut out of every episode.
You're still
But I
there.
still been on it.
You're
I'm still there.
just off screen. You can crop down.
I'm just off screen of the podcast.
Yeah.
To watch, yes, indeed. Okay, the only thing the other show you watch has is Mercer. Okay, well, I mean, you know, how am I supposed to compete with Matt Mercer? They can, but I can't. All right? All these wonderful faces on your screen, they can compete with Matt Mercer, but I'm just.
Will, you're setting some extremely high expectations over there.
Hey, listen.
Matt Mercer.
You're like, you can.
I don't know. It looks like to me you can, and you are. I don't know.
way.
Matt Mercer ain't got shit on her. No.
Okay. All right.
Please don't.
That's the way we get him onto the show. Don't worry about it, y'all. He'll be a one-off character for an episode.
Or an NPC.
Yeah. You know, don't say it's not possible, though. It could happen. I know some people who might be able to make something like that be a thing. Maybe not Matt Mercer. Maybe someone, you know, as a high caliber. Who knows?
First step.
Obama.
I'll take my character, move him along right over here.
I would love to see Obama play D&D. That would be so fun to see.
I'm gonna avoid the smoke by backing up a little bit.
And use my
Let me be clear. I'm going to cast magic missile.
my presidential magic missile.
Don't think that just because I'm not president now, I can't be president in the game.
He did was it with Bruce Springsteen? He did a podcast
Oh, really?
recently.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think it was Bruce Springsteen. And people were like, it just sounds like 2 boomer dads just talking. Like, it's not them being famous. I think that's fair.
That's so fun. That is so fun. Yo, Sheen, what's up? How you doing? Obama, Biden, George Bush, and Cheney with DM being Bill Clinton. That would be wild. That would be wild. Throwing Hillary just for good measure.
All right. So, everyone's back. So, Adrax, daughter, and Siren lift this enormous tub of water and pour it into the smoke below. And rule of cool, the smoke as this happens get caught in the water. gets bound to this water that is pouring through it, and drops to the floor like rain falling through pollution. Turning from this poisonous cloud chemically changing into this sort of acid that falls onto the stairs, and you hear start sizzling into the stairs. And as you do this, you hear Bruce just shout, "Tarlin!" And you don't see what's happening below, but you just hear this roar of anger, and you just followed by this, and Kara, that brings it back to you, and I'm going ahead and change to some combat music.
Oh baby!
Yikes! Yikes!
If I can pull this up, and so Kara, you're up first.
Sure. Just so I understand, in correlation to the map, basically where we have the basement map and there's sort of wooden slats or what might be stairs, that is essentially right under the trapdoor. Is that correct?
Yes, there are stairs.
Like sort of a one-to-one.
Directly under the trapdoor. Yep.
Okay. I guess Kara would come over and would I be able to see through this down to Bruce, or that line of sight just wouldn't sort of make sense?
You can basically just from above, you can basically stone right around the stairs. If you want to see Bruce or what's going on, you'd need to go down lower.
Kara is gonna move sort of down the stairs as much as she can.
Okay.
But basically she wants to get into view so she can see Bruce, and she's gonna take aim with her musket at Bruce, in order to, he's sort of launched an attack at us, and she's just trying to bring that sort of force back to him. And I am going to use my action economy to use my basically bonus action to tell Xylo to help me. Xylo is going to give a help action, but it's on his turn, so I need Kara to wait until his turn directly after to make this attack. But basically, doing all that gives Kara advantage on her attack.
So Kara's she's holding
does that make sense?
She's holding her action until... Actually, I'm not going to make you do... I'm going to say familiar can just give you... And retro sort of...
Yeah, it's basically like I'm burning just...
Or not familiar.
Just for listeners and everyone else in the party, Kara is burning her sort of reaction and bonus action to gain advantage on her attack with Xylo's help.
Yes, with Xylo, the sphere sort of rotating and sort of serving as like a scope that helps you focus in. And what you would see as you come down, first, Tarlin's body sort of at the floor of these steps in front of you, and you're not sure if he survived the poison smoke, but this sort of wave of acid that washed down the stairs towards him seems to have... He seems like he's not moving, and these burns and scars over that as his with this this faint amount of smoke rising from his body as the acid sets into it. You also see Bruce is actually like farther up the stairs now than he was when you saw him before, sort of like halfway between Tarlin and the bottom, but he's actually facing away from you, and in the middle of this circle there is this dark wisp of shadow that's sort of coming in and out of your vision in the flickering light of these candles. Go ahead and take your attack.
That's only going to be a 13.
That will hit.
Okay.
Because he did not have time. He should have, but he did not cast mage armor, and so he's just wearing cloth armor.
Oh, okay.
Aha.
So that's going to be 10 to hit. Or 10 damage, rather.
Yeah, so with the help of your floating ring. You carefully aim up and take and fire a shot and fire this slug of metal that shoots through the air down towards Bruce, who's standing on these stairs, hands up, facing towards the middle of the room, and his body is just wheeled around with the shock of this as this bullet pierces into him and spins him around. And he just looks at you with this look of just grief and rage. Siren.
Could Kara use the rest of her move to go back?
You sure can. Yep.
Okay. Just to make it a little easier for other folks to come in here.
Duck in, take your shot, duck out. Great move. Siren.
Cool.
I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to duck in, pop out for a second, just to pop him with a good old Eldritch Blast. So harnessing my inner strength and power and frustration with this man who didn't want to come willingly and peacefully, just shout out, "Fuck you!" and extend the arm out and shoot this Eldritch Blast out. Which
Shit.
Fuck. I rolled a 5.
5. Okay. Yeah. You go to shoot at him, but you now also see this shadowy form behind him, and your aim is thrown off as your attention drifts to this figure who is next to him. And you are. What are you? After you fire on him, are you going to run back up the stairs?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. Oops, I just moved your wrong character. I'm gonna stay close to the door, but just go peek back up. And it's like there's something else down there. I say to the group.
Okay.
Did the water?
Sorry. Go. What were you saying?
I was just gonna ask. Did the water at this point hit any part of that circle of the pentagram?
You're not sure.
Okay.
But Siren pops up the stairs and says this, and as he is saying this, as he is saying this, the rest of you, like, he comes up the stairs and says this, and then from right behind him, this large shadowy form just sort of like floats up right behind him, up the stairs, and it makes a swipe with these long, sort of just like wisps of darkness, and that is but that's only a 12.
Yeah, if that's against me, it does not hit.
Okay, so it tries to rush at you, just following you up the stairs, but you're able to, like, you see the looks on your friends' faces, looking over your shoulder, and you're able to work just in and sort of get your sword up to repel its attack. But it is up there with you now.
Great.
Adrax, that brings it to you.
Okay, I guess I'm going to work up my divine smite against the shadow creature. Okay, so let's see. A d20 on that one. Wow! Oh my god! Natural 1.
Natural 1.
Oof.
Okay. So you do you want to describe how you're trying to attack and like what your weapon looks like with this like radiant energy?
So my axe pretty much would glow with like a very bright yellow light, and usually that's how it would normally go.
And so you swing down with the axe, and as soon as this light starts emerging from the axe, this creature sees it and immediately sort of like flits away, and it's really hard to see, especially in the darkness in this room.
Right.
and you're not able to hit it, but you are able to tell that it seems uncertain or afraid of this source of light.
Okay.
Okay, that is going to bring it to Bruce, who is going to Bruce is going to run up towards here, just so you can see just up the stairs and see see the two of you who are sort of Siren and Adrax, who are on opposite sides of the stairs. And he is going to he's going to look at you, Siren, and you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great. That's not good.
He's not wise.
Fuck!
Nah.
A 0. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
He's going to look up at you, and you just see from the bottom of the stairs, and you just see this fury in his face as he just says, "Curse you for ever coming here." And you are now cursed. Yes. Okay. So you are now cursed, and you have disadvantage on all of your attack rolls against Bruce. One of the other curse options is forcing you to make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of your turns, and if you fail, you waste your turn and do nothing. But I figured that was too mean and unfun. So you have disadvantage on your attacks against Bruce.
Oh no.
At least it's just against Bruce.
Okay. All right, and so he's going to say that and curse you, and then he's going to step out of your sight. So that brings it to Nami.
Before we start this next thing, I just want to throw this one sound effect out. Where is it? Yeah.
Like a bitch!
It's hiding like a little bitch. That's it.
Okay. I'm gonna go right in front of the shadow monster. Now, I know there's no one on the opposite side of me, but do I have advantage because there's someone on every side of it, or no?
No. You do.
Okay.
I believe your sneak doesn't your sneak attack still hit if you have an ally within 5 feet of the creature, though?
Oh. No, yeah,
So
yeah,
you
you're
don't
correct.
have advantage, but you can still get your sneak attack if you hit.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I am going to... What?
No, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
don't need advantage. Yeah. Alright, so... I'm going to use Booming Blade and attack with my Driftwood Dagger
Uh-huh.
against the Shadow Monster. So let's see. So that attack is... a 12?
That just hits.
Oh.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh. Okay, so just so I can get this correct, I'm rolling the dagger damage, the lightning damage, and then the sneak attack damage?
Yep.
Okay. Bear with me here, because my page is reloaded for some reason.
So.
All right, so I'm just going to do this all in D&D and Beyond. So it's going to start with 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then 5 piercing damage. 6 lightning damage.
Okay.
And then... 3 sneak attack damage.
Which is also piercing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you thrust forward into this creature with your dagger, and your blade, you can tell that you are sort of some way cutting through the shadow, but your blade isn't really finding purchase on it. Doing some damage to it, but it's like the slashing into this swirling form, and even the lightning just sort of like diffuses out through the shadow wave, and it's not doing a lot. But you are able to hit it.
All right, so then I will use my cunning action to disengage.
Okay.
And as I'm disengaging, I'm gonna taunt it a little bit, just to get it to try to come after me. So that's fine. But I am gonna.
What are you saying to try?
I'm gonna leave the room though. I'm leaving the room though.
You're leaving the room?
What would I say?
What are you saying to?
Yeah, I'm gonna not. Shadow? I think I would just kind of like stick my tongue out at it, and just be like,
go ahead and
call it a loser or something.
Like make just a straight charisma check at disadvantage.
Okay.
6.
Yeah, it seems like this creature is pretty single-minded and not really subject to a lot of like emotional damage. So all right, so daughter, that brings it to you. So you are on. Actually, you would be. We can say you. I assume you'd be a little bit closer because like you were helping pour this bathtub down the steps. So you're not actually in the bathtub. You're just at that point in the room. What would you like to do?
I'm going to shoot at the creature doing guiding bolts.
Okay.
I got a 10.
10 is not going to hit. Again, it's with the overall darkness in the room. No other sources of light in here. The creature is sort of flitting in and out of the shadow. Seems to just sort of, you think you're going to hit it, and just sort of steps out of or floats out of the way just as your bolt is about to hit it.
Okay. And then I guess as a bonus action, what I'll do is, would I be able to start Magic Stone as a bonus action? Like
Start
just ready
Magic Zone?
Magic Stone, like ready Magic Stone.
Oh, Magic Stone.
Yeah.
Sure. Use your that's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
And with the cost of a bonus action, yes. So you can use use that to. There aren't any like loose stones on the ground in here. Do you have stones?
Pocket stones.
Pocket stones? No.
No pocket stones. Okay.
I haven't been picking up pocket stones. I should have been.
I'll say that if you want to, if you use your movement to leave the room, we'll say you'd be able to look around for something you could use in the other room.
Okay, I'll do that instead.
Okay. Well, so I'll say like if you use movement to run out of the room, and you're able to like looking through looking frantically like around like through the cabinets and stuff. We'll say like sure you're able to find a couple of maybe like non-traditional items like little
knickknacks.
Actually, sure. What would you find in the? I'll leave this to you. What would you find in the cabinet that you would use improvisationally as like magic stone bullets?
Salt block.
Oh, what?
A salt block.
That could work.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Little jar of spices.
No, I'd use the salt blocks. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. So sure. They've got like some he has like small dishes of like some salt and sugar cubes in the cabinet. You're able to pick some and like sort of like gingerly hold them. You're not sure if they're really gonna like stay together.
Yeah.
But you infuse them with the magical energy, and they seem to sort of like condense and solidify these super spicy bullets.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Okay,
And so
so-
that with that, it brings it back to Kara. So Kara, you're sort of like off in the corner next to this candelabra.
Yep.
One of your friends has just been cursed, and the shadow monster is turning and sort of like starting to turn its body around and turning its attention to Adrax. What are you doing?
Oh lord.
So Kara is gonna back up and sort of go furthest away into a corner, and she is gonna try to use her sharpshooter ability to fire on this creature.
Yep.
So that's gonna be a -5 penalty, but a +10 for damage if she hits.
Okay.
And
Alright.
she'll be using Xylo's help for this too.
Yep.
So I'm gonna roll 2 attacks. Oh, very bad.
Okay.
That'll be 11 to hit.
Which unfortunately, so you.
Oh no, sorry. That's what that already added it. That's a 6 to hit. That's
I hit
bad.
a 6 to hit. Yeah, so like, you carefully line up your shot and you fire, and
just
it should
miss.
hit the creature, but it seems to just sort of like the creature's body just sort of shifts and moves, and the bullet goes straight through and embeds itself into the wall, like right between Siren and Adrax, and the creature just sort of is floating, doesn't even notice that this has happened. Oh.
That's it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, hold on. Sorry, just 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, so that is going to bring it to Siren. So this bullet embeds itself into the wall, sort of narrowly misses you.
I look back for a second, like fuck, and I take
Winks.
I take my katana out and with 2 hands strike at this creature. And let's see what we can do
With
for
advantage.
Is it with advantage? Oh, it
If
is
it's
with
facing
advantage.
me. You're behind
Okay.
it, I think.
Okay. So it's either a 7 or a. Come on, give me a good roll. Come on.
12.
Oh, sorry, 12. It's either a 12 or a 13.
On the shadow creature, that hits.
Okay, perfect. Great. Awesome.
Awesome.
Finally did some damage. I did 6 damage.
Okay. What kind of damage?
This is with a shivering blade, so it is slashing, but I think it's a magical weapon, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
But so slashing damage.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's magical. Okay. Oh, actually, and Nami from before, your that should have been would have been magical before from your dagger as well, which I didn't account for.
yeah.
So how much damage was that again, Siren?
6.
6.
6. Okay. Actually, given the fact that that Nami's damage before should have been twice as much as it actually was, how do you want to take this creature out?
I mean, take the sword,
Yay.
just like I said before, with 2 hands, and just mighty strike down and split it in half. And
Okay. Yeah. So you strike down with your weapon, and the creature again, its body is just sort of like splits around your blade, and starts sort of like floating off, and it tries to like converge back together, but it's unable to do so, and the sort of like the magic of the shadow that's holding and binding this like newborn creature together just isn't able to hold, and it just like dissipates, and spreads into like a fog that starts rolling across the floor of the room before it just sort of fades from sight. So that creature is no more. Adrax. So my turn tracker got messed up, but I believe Adrax, you're next.
Yes. So since the creature is now gone. I guess I can go downstairs to where Bruce is at.
And Bruce is right there. He is sort of like starting to like try to haul Tarlin down these steps.
Trying to bring him down. Okay. Is there a way that I can like move Tarlin out the way from Bruce's grip, and then I can put myself in front of Bruce, if possible?
Sure. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay. Roll be with me. Ooh, 9.
Geez, D&D Beyond is failing me. So with Bruce is not very strong, but in this moment, sort of like adrenaline is running, is just fueled by this rage, and just says no, and is pulling on Tarlin, and you're not able to wring him from Bruce's grasp.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing anything else on your turn?
I don't even know if there's anything else I could do.
You have any bonus actions?
I don't know what's good in this kind of situation.
Can you breathe your breath?
I could, but the thing is, I could hit Tarlin with it.
So?
Who cares? Tarlin's dead.
He's the reason we in this mess.
You do believe that Tarlin is dead.
Do believe that Tarlin's dead, so
He's
You can't
dead.
poison a dead guy.
He's very dead.
very dead. Okay. I mean, I guess I can ready the breath weapon. I haven't used it yet, so I guess I'll ready my breath weapon.
Okay, so
Are you readying or are you using your ability?
Oh, I mean, can I use it like right now? Possible?
You know what? I will let you. I'll let you. We'll say that you use the bonus action to like pull on this because you didn't realize that Tarlin was dead. You try to sort of pull him out of the way, and that doesn't work. And so then yes, you use your action with your breath weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is acid. So let's see. Where are you?
Actually, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay. Let's try this. Damn it.
Okay, so actually what happens is as you are coming to this entire area, the floor down here is now covered with this acid from when the cloud, this poison cloud got when the water pulled it down. So now there's this acid that's covering the floor, and it is slippery and it is slick. And so actually, you're trying to pull Tarlin back, and as you're doing this, Bruce pulls him back out of your grip, and you lose your balance, and so you are going to fall prone.
Oh no!
And you are going to take, we'll say half of that. So you are going to take 6 points of acid damage, although I believe that's half to 3 because you are resistant to acid.
I am.
So you take 3 points of acid damage. You're prone. You can still. How much movement have you used so far?
How much did I move?
Maybe 10 feet? Maybe most?
Yeah.
Let me see, because I was like.
I think you have just enough that you can sort of use the rest of your movement to stand back up if you would like, and you still can use your breath weapon. You haven't used your action.
Okay, yeah, I'll stand back up and do that. Actually, do that.
Okay, but now you are sort of aware of how like the whole floor around here is just slick with acid.
But I can. I don't.
Okay, good to know. All right, go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. So, let's see. Where are you on this thing? Trying to find it. Breath weapon. There we go. So, how do I do this? I have no idea how to do this. On a second. Let's see. Breath weapon. Okay. So let's roll a hit die for this. Oh Lord. Let's see. Natural 20.
Hey, let's go!
Nice.
Okay.
I don't think you roll. I think you just do it, and they have to do a dex check.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes, it is a dex saving throw from the creature, but in this case, in this instance, it's okay. You didn't realize, and because you rolled 20, we're just gonna say that you hit. That's cooler.
That's a crit.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So for damage, it is, I guess, a 2d6. That's okay. 2d6. Let's see what we got. That is a 9.
9. Okay, 9 points of acid damage. And Bruce shrieks in pain as skin starts to sizzle and burn as this jet of like sickly greenish, yellowish, blackish acid spits forth in this quickly into this line that blasts into him, and he scrambles back. And trying to wipe it out of his face, and he is going to, and as you do this, he starts muttering this spell again, and as he backs into this, sort of almost tripping down these steps into this lower area, and you see this gray doorway sort of emerge around him again, and he stumbles through it and out of sight, and is again lost from your vision.
I'm a bitch.
That brings it to Nami.
So I have no clue what's going on down there, though.
No.
Meanwhile, in Nami Land.
Okay. Yeah. All right, bye, guys. And I leave.
What? On my own adventure.
No, what is it? 5, 10, 15. I think I would go to the top of the trapdoor stairs to look down to see what's happening.
Okay,
So
and you can see Adrax standing over Tarlin's body.
Okay. And I see that Bruce is not there.
Just from the top of the stairs? No. If you
Okay.
You want to go down the stairs?
Yeah, I'd go down the stairs. So yeah, I go right to there.
All right, and then once you get down, you look around and you don't see Bruce anywhere.
Ah, shit. All right, I think looking around, not seeing Bruce, I think my first instinct would be to try to destroy the summoning circle thing.
Okay.
Let me just 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, I can't
Bonus
quite
action
get there.
dash
Oh,
then.
I could dash. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'll dash to the circle.
Okay,
And I will try to just destroy it.
You see that this circle is painted onto the. What are you going to do to try to?
Let me see what I have here. My inventory. Ah, that might work. I have a crowbar. Maybe
Okay.
I can grind the crowbar on the floor to scrape the
make an
paint
attack.
off. I don't know. Yeah, attack with a crowbar.
Half
I
life
rolled a
ain't
3.
Oh.
3. Yeah, you hit the ground with your crowbar, and this sound rings out from the metal hitting the ground. Daughter. Meanwhile, upstairs. What are you doing?
Daughter is also going to head downstairs since she assumes that's where the action is.
Yep.
I go down there. I see Nami attempting to mess up the pentagram in the middle. So then I'll also try to go over there to help.
Okay. So you can't use your bonus action to dash, so you're not going to be able to get up close to it, but from where you are, is there something that you like to do to try to?
I actually have a water skin, so what I would do is like try to squeeze water to just like get it out the way. Like as I'm rushing over, just like try to...
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Oh no.
Let's see. 17.
Okay, yeah. You are sort of gingerly making your way across the acid, and sure, actually, you want to use your action to dash and try to get up close.
Yeah.
Okay. You get up and you pull out your water skin and you start dribbling water onto the floor.
Just to try to break the circle.
Okay. Splashing some water onto the paint that is painted onto this stonework in the floor. Great. Okay. So that brings us back to Kara. Kara, what are you doing?
Well, me as a player would want to look all around that room for nice, cool stuff, because Kara has advantage on investigation. But I'm also worried that Kara should look outside to see if Bruce is standing around somewhere.
You mean in the room with the bathtub?
No, I'm trying to consider if I would want her to like run outside.
Why would she run outside?
Or join everyone downstairs.
Why would she run outside?
I guess she wouldn't, because no one has yelled up yet. Bruce is not here.
Yeah.
Go look for him. So I guess she would. Thanks, party. All right.
Wow.
So with that in mind,
It hasn't been my turn in a while, so
I guess. Kara will walk on over. And I think she has 35 feet of movement. Would that get her like here, Tom? Did you see where I put her? And I guess from there, I guess she'd want to just take a look around and just see if anything pops out to her as particularly either menacing or worthy of looking into.
Sure, make a perception. You can use your action to make a perception check.
All right. I just clicked out. Just clicked out of my character sheet because I pressed the wrong thing.
It's okay. I clicked out of that tracker.
Perception, you said, right?
Accidentally, so I had to. Yeah.
That is a 12, and yep, it's a 12.
Yeah, well, so there's this big summoning, or summoning ritual circle type thing in the middle of the. That looks pretty menacing. Otherwise, it's a little hard to see. You see that there are some things all the way on the other side of the room, on a table on the far side. But again, it's a little hard to see in the darkness exactly what it is. The other thing that would catch your eye would be green glow that's coming from this lantern on like a table next to this big comfy chair. Okay.
Could I send Xylo to go just sort of look towards the other side of the room? Like, it can move 30 feet from me.
Okay.
And just sort of have it over there.
You don't use your action to do that?
It's just no, because it's still just gonna dodge. It's not doing anything, so I don't need to spend anything to do that.
Okay, so yeah, so it floats over to the other side of the room.
All right. I'm all done.
It have a way to communicate.
What's that?
It can't speak, but it floats over to the other side of the room. Yep. Okay. Siren.
I'm gonna go downstairs, and I'm not going to dash. I'm going to stand probably here, and obviously looking around, seeing. I looked down there before and saw what was happening, and saw that there was the ring and the stuff in the environment. I'm going to use Eldritch Blast to try to disrupt this circle, just because I'm suspicious of it.
Make an attack.
Can I ready a dodge?
I got a 22.
We about to get
Oh,
blown
Lord.
to bits.
Oh Lord Jesus.
And say that again, Tom.
Roll damage.
Let's do. We got a 6.
6. Okay, sure. We'll say that yes. Nami cracks his crowbar into the stone, setting it the chime. Daughter runs down and then dribbles some water onto the stone. And as they are doing this bolt of energy surges through the air. And it hits the stone, crackling and sort of singeing away some of these characters. And you feel this just sort of like latent energy that was simmering in the air suck out as the circle loses whatever power it had, whatever. Okay.
Thank you, Siren.
Yeah.
Much better than my water.
You're welcome. Now to find out where Bruce went. Got a little bit of blood rage right now.
I don't even know anymore. What can I do today? What happened the last turn again?
You use your acid.
Yeah.
You use your acid to attack Bruce, and then he used this spell again to port out somewhere.
Right. Can I? I wonder if this would work. Can I use? Where is it? Can I use Divine Sense to see where Bruce is? Possibly.
Well, so Divine Sense, I believe, allows you to sense of undead or fae or something, right?
It says as an action you can detect good and evil. Until your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead within 60 feet.
Celestial fiend, sorry, not fae. Celestial fiend or undead within how far?
60 feet.
Okay. You could use this to find Bruce if he is a celestial fiend or undead, and if he's within 60.
So he's probably not. So that's not gonna work.
He's a tiefling. I'm not a tiefling, a halfling.
Is that celestial? That's a fiend.
What are you doing?
Wouldn't suspect.
We have a few clues of stuff in the room.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. That's all I'll say. There's a few things in the room that we haven't done anything with yet.
Trying to look at the room and see. Has anybody gone to the table at the south?
Nobody suspected anything in the room.
Okay, so I can go. Can I go down to probably this area and then see what's on that table, on that little table there to the left?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you rush after Bruce towards where he was, and looking around, don't see him anywhere. You do see, yes, there is a table on which there are a couple books, and you sort of frantically look through. Obviously, you don't have time to read them, but there is a spell book. There's a small pocket-sized notebook labeled Rexentrum Trip Notes, and there's a book on necromancy called How to Make Friends.
I guess I look at the books and I go, anybody want to learn how to make friends?
Okay. Nami, that brings it to you.
All right. I'm gonna inspect the items on this table over here.
Sorry, over where? Okay. So on that, so you run across the room to the far table. On it, there is it's sort of like a long workbench on which there are 3 black fist-sized spiders, dead, pinned on their backs, bisected thoraxes. There's some small viscuses of fluid, or there's one small vial of some sort of viscous yellow-white fluid next to them. Looking around, you also see there's like a small like trash bin next to the table, and behind the table, pinned to the wall, there is a map of the area surrounding Nogvar.
Huh. Could I do I guess would it be insight check to see if I know like what all the spider stuff is about?
You can make a nature check.
Maybe like nature check. Jesus, all my rolls have gone downhill. An 11.
11. Even with an 11, you would guess it seems like whatever this fluid is was probably extracted from these spiders, but you don't recognize exactly what type of spider it is or etc.
Gotcha. All right.
Daughter is going to go ahead and use detect magic.
Yep.
I'm going to try to stand over in this corner and see if I can detect anything. And the way it works is I should be able to feel, sense the type of magic anywhere within 30 feet of me. As long as it's not, anywhere within 30 feet.
Okay. So, there is, doing this, you get a sense of magical aura, from 2 objects in the room. There is, from this lantern that is casting this green light, you're getting a sense of evocation magic. And there is a chest, on the ground, that you are getting a mixture of necromancy and enchantment magic from.
Okay. So, everyone, I'm starting to feel that this chest over here has something to do with necromancy and enchantment. And also this lantern is, which type was it again? Oh, evocation. What does that mean? Like that you would like say certain words and then you would be able to use it?
Evocation magic is about creation of energy, I believe.
Like a generator.
A lot of sort of like elemental spells, for example, that like create like bursts like fire, or things like that, will be evocation. Yeah. It's like sort of like calling and focusing this.
Does anybody know Mage Hand to be able to take this lantern with us or possibly open this chest?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So with that, we'll roll back around to Kara.
Okay. So are we out of combat and we're just sort of following turn order?
So, I was going to make that decision based off of what
we do.
Whether you, Siren, and Adrex did anything this turn to try to, I'd figure out, chase after whatever, where Bruce is gone. It is totally fine to basically say, we don't know where he went, he has escaped where, and focus your energy on investigating the room.
Well, the reason I bring that up is Kara would want to ritual cast Identify on
You can do
that
that.
chest, and it takes 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yep. You could start that now.
Okay.
Okay. Siren?
I want to. I'm stuck between guarding this area to make sure he can't get out, but I'm gonna guard this area over here, and I'm going to use dodge in the sense of I'm guarding this area, but also protecting myself from getting hit by anything in case he's still here and he's concealed himself.
Okay. And Adrax.
I am going to a lot of people on different sides of the room. I guess I'm going to keep my guard up just in case he's still here as well, because I kind of want to keep going for him. I guess I can go just maybe like around here and just guard up.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay. So, with that, we are going to drop out of combat. Over the next few minutes, Bruce does not reappear, and you get the sense that Bruce has gotten away. Maybe you'll see Bruce again at some point, but right now, Bruce is nowhere to be seen. With that, looking around the room more, what would you like to investigate in this room? What else, and or what else would you like to do in this room?
I definitely want to investigate this Green Lantern. Can I make like a either arcane? I just want to know what it is, how it kind of how it functions, and if it can be harnessed and used by us in any meaningful way.
Sure, make a investigation or arcana check.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do arcana because I feel like that makes more sense.
Okay.
Hey, I got an 18.
18. Yeah. So, based off of so inspecting this lantern, so it's a hooded lantern, so it has a hood that can go up and down, shutting off, revealing the source of light. And based off of the runes that you see looking at it, that are sort of carved into this sort of like iron, wrought iron frame of the lantern. You're able to work out from the runes what this should be doing. It doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't look like something that is going to harm you. You should be able to use it. And essentially, it can create this constant source of green light. It won't go out until something unless the magic is expelled.
I'll pocket it and keep it with
if
me.
you lower the hood, it will, the light is no longer visible, but if you re-raise it, it'll still.
Okay, I'll pocket it. I'll attach it to my belt for now.
It's pretty big.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like a foot.
Okay.
Right? So you could put it on your belt. It's just gonna be really uncomfortable.
I'll keep it there. Anyone else can continue investigating.
If you want, Tom, I can just burn a spell slot to make the identify go faster.
It's up to you.
He's trying to.
Yeah, I'll just do a spell slot.
Okay, this is on the same item that that Siren just inspected, right?
No, on the chest.
Oh, on the
Nope.
chest. Sorry. Okay. Right. Great. Okay. So you cast Identify, and the on this chest, and you discern that this what is casting this magic energy is a combination of two things. One, there's something inside the chest that is emitting this enchantment magic, and you can't identify that yet, but you can identify what is giving off this necromantic energy, and that is because there's a blood lock on the chest that requires somebody specific's blood to unlock.
With that in mind, can I go get some of Tarlin's blood and try that?
Sure.
Or maybe there's some of Bruce's blood somewhere in this room. Okay, Kara tells the rest of the party so they can think about that too. And Kara goes and cuts, a small cut on Tarlin to grab some of his blood to see if that might work on this lock, because
Alright,
they're
so-
cousins.
Yes, and so you
I'm just gonna get the fuck out of the way.
You cut into Carlin's acid burned corpse and collect some
lumpy
blood
pink
and
blood.
bring it to the lock. There is a small there's sort of like a just what? Hold on, sorry.
Not now, Michelle Norris.
There's like a small aperture where with like a almost like this blood can be poured, and you put just large enough to like a drop or two, and you just using your knife try to scrape some of this blood that you're holding from Tarlin into this aperture, but doesn't.
Okay. Kara tells everyone, does anyone see what might look like blood anywhere? Maybe
Somebody can
Bruce's
make
blood.
a survival check if they would like.
Daughter
He did
can
get
do
shot.
one.
He did.
I got an 18.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, sure. With an 18, we'll say that yes, Ajax, you're able to find some blood spattered onto the wall from behind where Bruce was when he was shot, and you're able. Would you like to use this to try to open the chest?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so how are you sort of gathering it up?
I guess I could take some cloth that I have.
Okay.
From some clean cloth. Actually, some cloth that I actually cleaned from the kobolds that we did like a lot earlier ago that I kept on me. So I could use that to pretty much soak up the blood on it, and I pretty much give it to I think Car was over there. So hand it over. Oh, not me. It was not me. Or
Kara.
Scar.
Scar.
Okay. Scar. Yeah. So hand it over.
All right, and Kara, you want to squeeze it into the aperture?
Sure thing.
Okay. And with this, the blood sort of settles into this into this narrow hole and runs down this small piece of metal. And with a click, the box creaks open, and you're able to open the chest. Inside there is a scroll, and there's a ring. Are you
Can I inspect them?
taking them?
I think so. unless we can stand around and ritual cast identify on it and just speed that up.
Are you going to? Sorry, are you saying you would like to take them and inspect them, or would you like to take 10 minutes to ritually cast identify?
I think I would take 10 minutes to identify.
Okay, so being very careful, and what are you casting identify on?
So there's a ring and a scroll. I'm gonna say the ring.
Okay. And so during these 10 minutes, what is everybody else doing? Again, there is a stack of these sort of like books, and notebooks, on a table, and there's this longer table with pin spiders, map of Rex, etc.
Daughter's gonna go over to the books and start like leafing through them.
Okay. So again, there's a spell book that includes a listing of Bruce's spells. This is not maybe of mechanical use to you folks because none of you are wizards and would be able to directly use it, but you can tell from this. You can identify some of the spells that that he must have been using, including the source of this magical cloud, which was a 5th level spell, Cloud Kill.
Oh wow.
You also see notes for Bestow Curse and Animate Dead, among some other spells. And if you're interested in what his other spells are, I can let you know. The third book is a book on how to make friends, which is a book on how to summon certain undead creatures. Looking through it, you do see an entry that describes information for summoning a Shadowghast. The other notebook, labeled Rexentrum Trip Notes, leafing through it, it's a journal detailing a trip to Rexentrum that took place, it looks like about 6 months ago. The first few pages chronicle his trip through the Probo Wilderness. The next few pages describe going into the city and his experiences with that. Mentions staying at a particular inn in town. Describes visiting a library, and the last note just says Diane still doesn't want to see. Other than that, so there's various. If you want to read more about any of those other things, just let me know, and I can give you some more detail. Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I'd like to inspect the stuff that's on this table here in front of me. So I don't know if you can see where I am.
Yes. Okay. So there's a long table with a set of a number of vials of different sorts.
Okay.
Make an investigation check.
Okay, so it's either a 17 or... Yes, go 17, yeah.
Okay. So these vials, looking through them, you see that there are a number of these it's a number of different types of sort of like bloods and ichors from different types of creatures, that as a blood hunter you would know can have various types of effects or are used as reagents in different types of spells. And so, looking through, we'll say that you're able to find one vial of, or you find like a salve of curly cap salve, which you can add to your inventory, which functions essentially as sort of like a minor, but is also used in certain. Is also used in other certain spellcraft.
You cut out when you said as a minor what?
A potion of healing.
Oh, okay.
It's similar, except you sort of need to use it out of combat because it takes a while to apply. And then there's another one of these vials of this like milky white liquid that's also on similar to what's on the other table.
I can't tell what this milky white substance is. You mean it seems like it's
actually go ahead and make a nature check.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 9.
9. With a 9, you're not sure, but you can take it, and at some point later.
Oh, sorry,
you
I
might be able to
have
identify.
advantage on nature checks too. My bad. Oh, that's much better. 19.
19. Okay. Yes, these are both and also with the help of like seeing what these spiders pinned to the table. This is Atrax venom. So there are 2 vials of Atrax venom which can be applied to weapons.
I'm going to take that and ask if anyone else wants some.
Would somebody else like the other vial?
Ajax, you have a sword, right? You should use it. Or whoever has a sword uses a sword.
I have an axe, so might work.
Yeah, sure. You should take some of this.
You can apply it to your axe too.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay. All right. So you can also take a vial of Atrax venom. You should be able to find it on D&D Beyond.
Okay.
And if not, let me know.
Yeah, type in venom in manage inventory.
Anybody looking at anything else?
I want to investigate the comfy chair to see if anything is in the cracks or anything. Maybe some loose change or anything.
Yes,
You know.
make an investigation check.
There we go. Good rolls are back, guys. Good rolls are back. That's a 21.
Nice.
21.
Nice.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 4d8.
Ooh. No, let me just do 1, 2. Jesus Christ. That's 10, 13.
13. Okay, you
Total.
find 13 copper pieces.
Oh, nice. You know, it's a little something.
What is that in gold? Like a tenth of a gold piece? Or less?
Yeah. Yep. It's
Pretty much.
3 silver
10
pieces.
cents.
Looks like 0.13 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey.
All right. I'm rich.
It there.
Investments.
Yep.
Can daughter check out the scroll? What's still in the chest that hasn't been looked at? Was it the scroll or the ring?
So Kara is currently identifying the ring, and then there's also the scroll. You want to look at the scroll?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay. And actually, we can resolve this and the ring at the same time because Kara, you realize pretty quickly, as you're trying to cast this identify spell, the ring is not magical. It's a silver ring.
Okay.
It is a ring. You might be able to sell it, but it's not magical. The scroll, daughter, looking at it, this is a spell scroll that allows the user to cast the spell Friends.
Friends?
Yes.
Okay.
Would she know already what Friends does?
Do you know this spell? Well, I don't think you know this spell, but you want to make a Arcana check?
Sure. I got a 14.
Okay. Sure. Let me. I need to remember. Okay, so Friends is an enchantment spell. For the when you use the spell, you have advantage on all your charisma checks against the creature you target with the spell. Their target can't already be hostile to you. And when the spell ends, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence their mood, become hostile.
Okay.
But at least for that 1 minute that you are using it, before they realize that you have charmed them, They're easier to convince, easier to deceive, easier to persuade, etc.
Okay. I'll keep it in my pocket.
Okay. Anything else that people are looking at here?
I am gonna have to split.
Okay.
So no.
Understandable.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, yeah.
Bye.
For everybody else, just to close off, is anybody else looking at anything else?
I want to look at the circle in the middle and see if I can maybe discern what it was supposed to be doing or what it was doing prior. So whether that's an arcana or maybe it's a history of knowing what the runes are, I don't know what that would be.
Yeah,
but...
make an arcana check.
Okay. I get advantage on this. So the first roll was a 20.
Okay.
Second roll. All right, let's go 20.
Yeah. Okay. So yes. So you would be able to tell that this is what Bruce was using for specifically for necromancy magic, specifically for summoning. So this is what he was using to summon the Shadowghast. It's what he used during the battle to summon Shadow. And that is the type of magic that is enabled by, or was enabled by the circle.
Gotcha. And I guess looking at the books too, I can discern like more specifically how it may have been done. I mean, I'm not a wizard, but you know, warlock wise, maybe would there be anything that I could pick up or gather more so from the books?
Yeah, so taking a bit of time to look through those. So there's definitely some information in the How to Make Friends book that explains how you would do this mechanically, but then also just like briefly flipping through the Wrexham trip notes. He describes there's a long passage describing going to the Library of the Cobalt Soul and trying to do some research on Shadowfell creatures and how to care for them. And there's some notes about Shadowghasts indicating they need lots of exercise and time hunting outside.
Need exercise.
The last thing I want to inspect, unless anyone else wants to inspect something too, is the map.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
While he's doing that, I kind of want to read one of the books that I found on that small table. I want to read the Trip to Rexentrum.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. So first thing, for Siren, with the map, yeah. So there is a map of the area surrounding Nagvarat. There is a card pinned to it. That like right on Nagvarat that says Tarlin's lover's partner, period, the Scatters, period. However, with a 17, you also notice that there's like a tear in the map where another previous pin was in a place south of Nagvarat marked Brimfallow. You also find, looking around, you see there's this trash bin under the bench with a crumpled card of what was previously pinned into that, where there's that tear in the map. And there's a card that says, Marigold Good Barrel, black of hair on Old Callum's Road.
Marigold.
Yep. All right. Adrax, while he's doing that, so looking through the Rexentrum trip notes, again, the beginning of it, taking a little bit more time with it now. The beginning of it, we're talking about the trip to Rexentrum. The first few pages chronicled the trip through the Provo Wilderness. It describes some close calls with some dangerous monstrosities and fey creatures. Doesn't really give enough information to indicate exactly what the creatures, what creatures he saw, but he does say that he was, quote, lucky to see the mushrooms when he did. The next few pages describe going into the city, which he describes as a physically and emotionally exhausting affair. And he mentions staying at an inn in the Mudtop ward called Schlamloweens, and talks about meeting up with, quote, Dave and Paul. And then there are some other notes there about that, saying Dave and Paul told him that there was some serious quote, death energy vibes in the city, and that they mentioned that the city was built on bones, but he's pretty sure they've been listening to too much orc metal. And there's some notes that the city's vibes are pretty. He makes some notes that the city's vibes are pretty because it's just extremely rainy and
Right.
All right, and so let's end there. The last thing I'll say before we end is asking what your folks' next steps are going to be. Is the next step just sort of heading off on the road towards Rexentrum? Are you going to be doing something else to try to further track down Bruce, or is he just going to sort of fade away into the forest wherever he went? Or is there anything else you would like to do in Nogvarot? Or should I just assume you're heading off on the road to Rexentrum next session?
I'd like to think we're going towards Bruce. I mean, we wanted to. I don't think our characters would have caught on to the fact that he straight up left until it had already happened. Maybe not. I don't know. Either way, I think they would want to track him down. So whether that meant going towards you said the note said Marigold?
No, that was the person. You mean turns Brinefellow? The place to the south of Nogvarot?
Brimfellow?
Brimfellow. So, you get the sense that is something where, that is a location where,
he had finished business there, type of
something
thing.
Previously happened with him, where he previously did something else before he did this job for Tarlin.
Okay.
But you could.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we would go through the forest and probably. I mean, I guess we would still try to look for him, but heading towards the next town, I would imagine.
So heading towards Rexentrum and keeping an eye out for signs of him?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
I'm trying to remember where the map is, how that would... Let's see.
Rexentrum is due west. So to get to Rexentrum, you'd head west, you'd head through the Provo Wilderness, and it would take, I believe, about 5 or 7 days.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but...
Got it.
Would we just...
Out of game time,
Would we just leave... Would we just leave Tarlin's body here and not tell anyone?
I was gonna bury it.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't think
just
my character would care to bury it, but you can if you want to.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah.
You'll bury his body?
Nami.
Yeah, I bury his body.
Yeah. Yeah, Nami doesn't care, but,
Yeah.
Nami would want to just, all right, we're done here. We can look out for Bruce if we want to, but let's...
We found a lot of money.
Next town.
Yeah. Yeah, we did find a lot of money.
Okay. And Adrex?
Yeah, so, like I said, I'm gonna take him outside, take Colin's body outside, and then dig a hole and pretty much put him there. And then put my coin.
I mean, I'll help you.
Are we splitting the money that we found evenly?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think I found 230.
230.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everyone gets 38 coins. 38 gold pieces.
Math!
Yeah.
You know, good.
Well, 38.33, but so 38.
38.33, okay.
All right, and so you take it takes you some time. It takes you maybe 2 hours to working together to dig this grave. Place Tarlin in it. Fill it back in, and
All right.
that, start making your way west. Heading towards Rexentrum and what you'll find there. All right.
Yay.
Nice. Good session, y'all. That was
Yeah.
really
Good
really
game,
fun.
good game.